Uh, yes, we'll start off with Tales from the Bank. Still got those. As long as I live life and pay attention, I'll have stories. So here we go. I know I've said it before how I read a Rolling Stone article, if I'm not mistaken, about Dick Cheney, where he made a career out of cleaning up other people's messes, and it worked for him all the way to vice president. And I guess that's still the case on what I do at the bank, where I'm the last line of defense on if they didn't want a check to go out, they asked me to intercept it. And this past week there was one day where, not once but twice, I was asked to do that. And it's like, okay, it's part of my job. If you give me enough time to find it, great. So first one, not a big deal. It was somebody they had asked for it before. Second time, it came kind of late, like less than 30 minutes before my scheduled leave time. And I said, it's going to be really hard to find. And then I got a plea from one of the people on the email thread. It happened to be a branch manager from Phoenix. And he said, well, I know it might be hard to find, but can you find it so then this customer doesn't have to do a stop payment on the check and all that? And it's like, okay, I'll search for it. And it took a little while, but I found it in a mail tub. And then I said in a lot more words than most people would use that I went above and beyond for you. Be aware of that. And then I got a response to it, which was points that I can use for gift cards like for Amazon. I like Amazon. And I laughed a little where it's like, it actually worked telling them I went above and beyond. It's like, cool. The late plea. So there was that. And, well, some stories are not as fun about being at the bank or adjacent to the bank. There we go. Yeah. Because sometimes I go out and pick up something in a nearby building like the Walgreens. And earlier today I did that. And when I was coming back, I heard a lady say things like, "You don't know me, fuck you." She was probably talking to somebody else on her phone, but it's like, do I dare look in that direction? No. Because I probably get a, "What are you looking at?" So I learned that one a long time ago on the safe thing to do when you hear trouble and you're not a part of it and you're better off not being a part of it, which is ignore and keep moving. So that's what I did. It's no accident on how I've lasted this long. Sometimes you've got to be a little street smart on what's important and what isn't. So there was that. And then there were absurdities that I deal with from time to time as well. I like how I get a lot less junk mail at home because I canceled most of my magazines and memberships. I got down to the priorities on that. But I still sometimes get some weird straggling junk mail. Like this weekend, one I got was a survey from a funeral home. And they were offering a free gift if I responded to it. It's like, no. A lot of responses I can give to that. For one thing, I do online surveys because I like the airline models. But a survey from a funeral home, no. Who wants to think about their own mortality, especially at my age? Nope. That one's getting shredded. And, of course, I have to go to the grocery store because, like most people, I do eat. And that can be challenging on having to deal with people. It's a reminder of how I like it when I can go to a grocery store that has self-checkout because I take a lot of pride in I can get in and out at some grocery stores without saying a word to anyone. Not so at Aldi. Can't do the self-checkout there. And I was in line and I didn't move right away and somebody said, "Are you going to move up?" And it's like, you must be the one when you're driving in your car, the second light turns green, you honk your horn! And it's like, no, give me some time. And you know what my response was? I give people their space because I know I like it too. Didn't hear any more from her after that. Yay! Scoring for the gentle art of verbal self-defense. I had a few extra responses for her, but I didn't need to use them. So there was that. And I know Ski likes stories about Redbox movies. The one I saw this weekend, Survivalist with John Malkovich. This is the third pandemic-related movie that I've seen, and it shouldn't surprise me that they are doing movies about it, because when 9/11 happened, I said, they'll do movies about it, and yes, they did. Art imitates life, and life imitates art. This was dystopian, though, so it wasn't the most fun movie to watch, I'll say that. John Malkovich in it, I guess, on some level it was worth seeing, but there we go. And then the Super Bowl, yeah. It does work well on Super Bowl ads when I know what they're doing a parody of it. I've seen Grease, I've seen Caddyshack, but there was one that they got to and I said, hey, that's an Iggy Azalea video. Partial credit. It's actually a parody of Clueless, which I haven't seen. So it's like, okay, at least I learned something from it. And decent Super Bowl game, too. At least it wasn't a blowout, a Super Bowl. So that'll do it for me. Thank you all, been great.